Good evening. This is the Elliott wave update for the S&P 500 for Thursday, March 3rd, 2022. Interesting day in the markets. We did see some follow through here in the S&P to close to that upper level zone that I was looking for to complete minor wave 2. And we did reach 4,418, almost 19. And that was enough, I believe. The sell-off that came immediately after took the market back down. At this stage, it would have been 49 plus, let's say 20. It was almost, about 70 points, but between 68 and 70 points in total. In fact, it actually dropped down to 43, 41 before launching itself a little bit higher. So I have now updated the chart to put in the second C wave, A, B, C, and then to put in the minor 2. So of course, what that suggests now is that we are dropping lower in a minor third wave. Now, here is the top of intermediate 2. So this all is a part of intermediate 3. And therefore, we've now completed wave 1 and 2, minor waves 1 and 2. And therefore, we're in a minor third wave. So we're entering into that 3 of 3 move. And now within this minor third, when we get down to the third wave, that is where we will see the heaviest and the strongest acceleration as a point of recognition is formed that the market is changing and people begin to recognize, or traders begin to recognize that, and they make their move. So we'll see an increase in the acceleration to the downside as awareness becomes heightened. Now, we could have an educational discussion or a philosophical discussion about what is going to cause this minor wave 3 to begin to accelerate. But I think, as we've now seen within minor 1, there are plenty of incidences that are happening around the globe that would contribute. Elliott wave never portends to or projects to read the news or something that's happening in the news or something that is coming. It just projects what the next move will likely be and what it shall look like. And we determine that based on what has come before and what we know about what comes after, in terms of a correction, in terms of where are we within that correction, in terms of the wave structure itself, that we're in a third wave to begin with going down. And therefore we got to complete 5 waves of minor degree to complete that intermediate third. So there's all of the givens, and that put together gives me a roadmap of where I believe the market is headed. So if tomorrow, I would be suspecting that we're going to get some additional acceleration down. So our support levels begin at 4304, and then we have 4286. So let me just state that these inside Fibonacci's are for the minor third. These on the outside are for the intermediate third. So let's see where we might get some overlap going here. So on the minor third, we're going to find support of 4304. This may come into play, but it's not going to contain it. It may just present a pause, and then we move a little bit off of that level. And then we have for the 4304, 4286, 4234, 4215, 4177 down to 4163. Then we have an additional overlap, 4119 or 4120 down to 4115, and then 4077. Now, minor 3 is definitely expected to take out the low at 4101, which was the low of minor wave 1. That I would be expecting. So once that occurs, minor 3 should continue. We have 4077, 4083, and then we have where intermediate 3 would be equal in length to intermediate 1, which I don't think is going to contain much, at 3987, then minor wave 3 would equal 100% of minor wave 1 at 39.35. I don't think any of these levels are actually going to contain either minor 3 or intermediate 3, but they will be effective in the market reaches and bounces. Now, minor wave 3, I would suspect, and look what we get down here. We have a double, 1.618 and 1.618. Intermediate third, I would suspect, should come down to 36.16. Now, we've got a minor 3 that's projecting down to 36.36. That's extremely interesting to me, because I would be looking for that minor third to be 1.618 times the length of minor 1, and that's where it would be. Same deal on intermediate 3, coming in at 1.618 of intermediate 1 at 36.16. Now, don't get me wrong, this zone is also, oh, sorry about that. Come on, let's go to the 30-minute chart. Let's go back to the 1 hour. No, not the 4 hour, the 1 hour, please. Thank you. So again, we're looking back down all the way down in here. These zones may contain minor wave 3, give us a minor 4, and then a minor 5, bringing us down to here, 36.16. So I'm still looking for that intermediate third. That would be the level that I'm looking for. And actually, we have additional support underneath all of that. So we have quite a bit of support coming off. Thus far, they continue to attempt to hold this market above 4,300. And I'm looking for this thing to start breaking down below 42.75. So a lot of proving, come on, a lot of proving to be had here as we start to come off. Right now, I believe this is going to be, we're still within that minute first wave of the minor 3. So I think that's 1, and that's 2, and we're starting to drop in the third. But you see what they did? They had to buy it back up in the close. Just the nature of the beast, but that's what they did. So about, from what I can see, possibly 1, 2, 1, 2. And that would suggest a big blast lower. That could start overnight, or they could hang out and wait for us to get in the morning, and then we'll participate. But I think it'll start overnight. Now, should the market continue to rally? Right now, on the hourly chart, it's held the hourly 200. It's worked its way back to the hourly 50. So if it holds that 50, breaks back above that 20, then it's basically telling us this is going to be left as a 3-wave structure. Now, what would clean it up and make it truly 3 waves is if it goes back above 43.95, 96. Then we're going to be left with 3, and that's then suggesting that this minor wave 2 is not complete yet, and we'd be looking for an additional high above 44.19s where we have so far, and likely then back up towards that 44.30 to 44.44 area. I'll wait, because I will have, obviously I will have to count it and I'll have to figure out what it is, but I'm not expecting it. But should it occur, I will make sense of it for us. But it does not diminish what's coming. It does not diminish at all. I do not believe we're in a bullish move. I do not feel that we're just going to keep going up. That I do not feel. But we are still in a minor 2. And as wave 2 goes, we have the potential of getting up towards that 618 to all the way up. It could come as close as it wants to 45.86. It just can't go above it. So the bullishness that they're feeling now, whatever their reasons are, I don't know, nor do I care, but that's how high I could take it. and it still won't take away the potential for a very, very severe drop. So the higher we go, the lower we'll drop. And so again, I'm not expecting the market to turn and start breaking towards new highs. Again, stranger things, so we have to wait and let the market tell us. But my expectations is for continued downside. There are our moving averages would fall into line and likely start to kick in a little bit stronger if we can break below the 50. Cleanly break below the 50 on the 4-hour chart, break below, I believe it's the 200 on the hourly chart. So we got the 4-hour 50, we got the hourly 200, both at the exact same place. They need to be cleanly broken. The market then has to have an hourly bar close below that level, and then I believe we'll start to get some stronger acceleration to the downside. Now, that's where I'm going to leave it for right now. Continue to trade smart. Use these moving averages. They truly guide direction, and they guide how we should be trading. And then, and in addition, use the Fibonacci, use the Elliott, and have a great trading day tomorrow. And our next update will be on Sunday, March the 6th.